Flat Earth British, Britain London speaking. Hi guys, good to see you back at the great Flat Earth British think tank, Flatterday special, and this will rock. Okay guys, the nectar will overflow tonight in this post. So make sure to have your happy hats ready, okay? Kick back, okay? Let me do the driving for the next couple of hours. I'm going to take you all on a crazy ride through real history is what I'm going to do, okay? Plenty of juice in this will be linked up below this video in the descriptions box for you to have a look over for yourself and take more time with over the weekend, okay? All is really cool. So, wow, what a week. What a week on the realm, guys. If you've not seen, it's been super fantastic. We have been having a whale of a time, okay? Now, discoveries are many, and puzzle pieces just falling into place this week. Now, I haven't been doing any posts on this channel for the last week, but I do post on the Flat Earth British Think Tank channel where we do our think tanking, okay? If you don't know about that channel, okay, you should subscribe to that as well, okay? Now, I interviewed Campbell this week from Auto Didactic's epic channel, okay, and we talked about some of the ideas proposed by Jon Levi's video this week, which is also epic, concerning great expositions, okay, of the past being arrival complexes, okay, for the arrivals to come into the post-reset world, to be indoctrinated to all of their new Phoenician paradigm. They all have their sort of communist, if you like, clothes that has been given to them by the look of it, and they're all mesmerized by what they see, like they've just arrived, excuse the phrase, on another planet. Where they come from is still open for question. Other lands or down below, okay, or through a portal. Time travel is definitely on the cards at this stage. As fantastic as it sounds, something is massive going on right now at this very second. Okay guys, everybody knows about it by now, okay? The Great Awakening. So make sure to subscribe anyway guys to this channel and all the other channels that I basically link up. I will be giving you the narrative now. Cluage, plenty of cluage in this, okay guys? Now, and information on ongoing things. There's plenty of projects that I'm doing in the background as well. That will be all talked about very, very shortly, okay? Okay, buckle in. Peace and love to all. I hope everyone keeps their vibration high, puts a smile on their face, and thinks, just breathe in, breathe out, and say, fuck it. Fuck it. Feel much better, okay? Now we can start. So yeah, if you haven't seen, guys, right, I got another channel, okay? Because I know like 2,500 of you have joined in the last month or so. Flat Earth British Think Tank Channel. Make sure to subscribe to this so you know, keep up to speed. So yeah, I did a brilliant bit of think tanking with Auto Didactic's channel's Campbell. This is what I'm going to be doing more of. It's really handy to have someone to bounce off on this subject. It's how to get results, and it definitely reaped results in this vlog. Now, talking about, we have proposed this, thought about this, and it's just weird about the arrivals that come to post-reset cities and places. We thought about San Francisco, the people that just pour into the terminal, you know, like you get a terminal transport. So they all come out of this ferry terminal and they arrive into San Francisco. So imagine that same scenario with this terminal, transport, education system, multi-purpose. This Zeppelin hangar. Zeppelin comes in, drops off endless amounts of people into all of these indoctrination places. This bit here is a railway station. It looks exactly like a railway station. Take a look at the Gare du Nord in Paris. The entrance, it looks exactly like that. And the same glass, you know, domes. So crystal palaces, multi-purpose complexes. Now this one here is almost a million square feet of site. They introduce dinosaurs, etc. All the programming they will need to exist in this new world that they have arrived in, and they look like they've just arrived on a new world. They are mesmerized, the people. Okay, no children at these places, mostly adults. We proposed the Crystal Palace in London, the one you're just looking at, 1851. Okay, the first one, okay, in London. We propose this was the first for London. And they say that this was just built, okay. It was taken away from its original site in Hyde Park and then rebuilt here at this site, okay, in London, East London. And the thing is just there already, guys. The only thing that was missing was the glass. You know, the steel frame was there on the iron frame, and they're just doing work on it. You don't see it from the bottom up, and this tree is literally touching it, okay. And there's more trees really close. With the roots and the tree touching it, they would definitely move these to build it. You do not build up against plants and trees. That makes no fucking sense. And there's glass there anyway. So this thing was here originally. Okay, guys, this thing is old world. They had full-size oak trees inside this. Well, they grew in from an acorn when it dropped in, or what have you, and then it's grown because this thing was empty with smashed glass and everything for that long that they grew. So the people come in this case is a bit of social distancing going on. It's hardly anyone, but they got these same uniforms that look like they've been given to them in a quartermaster's shop. And they come in and they look at the classical art, very themed, very Phoenician, in fact all Phoenician, and the stuff of the British Empire, which is going to be Egyptology, Phoenician style, so the Phoenician version, armaments, how much we kick ass in the world through force. We'll be showing you that in a minute. And technology, okay, which is, and it is being built again apparently. You can see the glass frame is all in situ, and it is absolutely massive. We think that this thing could have been self-illuminating, we discussed, via these two columns. Could have been copper running right the way through and charging this thing right up, self-illuminating. And inside them they show you classical art, which apparently burns. You can see there's a lot of wood that could burn now. For glass and steel, you know, that's just crazy. That stuff just melting and hitting the ground. And other technologies they have is, bunko booths and Tesla towers, okay, that they show you in these great expositions. We also covered this fire, this anomalous fire that took out the technology on the Eiffel Tower. And as you can see in the great expositions, in this one, they're literally showing you bunko booths for sale and giant valves, okay, and little Tesla coils there. So that's what we've been up to this week. So that was really, really cool. I'm going to be doing some more interviews. Going to have UAP coming over on the channel, he agreed to, so that'll be soon. Have a little chat. I'm going to try and do some more of these. Maybe you can do maybe a panel. I've been talking about it for ages anyway. It's just a time thing. Things been weird, haven't they? So yeah, I really enjoyed that. So make sure to subscribe to them, guys, please. Now, on with the show. The narrative for today is a mind blower. This one is, I've had this document. I think I did off Captain Kirk, or maybe it was linked, but I found whoever it was, this was a couple of weeks back. I haven't been able to fucking upload these things, excuse my language, not really, for weeks, and now suddenly they load again. So this is really, really, really interesting book. Cheiros World Predictions, and he will give you 1932 or 1931, excuse me, loads of books. Cheiros World Predictions, palmistry, etc. But he knows shit. This is a narrative concerning the Phoenicians being the original occupiers of Britain and not the Romans. And if you're in Britain, you're actually in Phoenicia. In fact, anywhere in the British Empire or anywhere in the known world now is now Phoenicia. And here is your evidence coming up. I have given a general outline of the combinations of nations affecting the future of the British Empire in immediate years. I would, however, be neglecting in my duty if I did not give more specific information concerning the future, as I see it, of what is undoubtedly the greatest conglomeration of races that has been up to now been brought into being. I have only been repeating a well-known truthism by saying that no other empire in the known history of the world has been as large, as powerful, or as diversified as the combination of races of which the Union Jack has flown. As nothing exists without cause, I will try, by the light of occultism, to illuminate, be it ever so faintly, the mystery of the far-off origin of the British Empire. English history has been given us to the ordinary way, has generally contented itself to stating that Britain was discovered by the Romans. So that's what we're going to teach you in the history books in your school. In about 55 BC. Who were the previous inhabitants has scarcely been touched upon, although it is on record that Caesar stated that the inhabitants of Britain were said by tradition to have sprung from the soil. In some accounts, we are briefly informed that the southwestern coasts were known to have Phoenicians some centuries before the Christian era, and that they were attached to Britain on the account of their mines of tin. Stop there a second. Tin, because we're called Britain for the tin. Also, tin is mined. Mined in Israel. Also, is tin. So when I looked into tin, so my son is into metal. So I asked him, what would be the uses of tin? Why would they need so much tin? Well, it's the Bronze Age apparently, so probably for bronzes mixed with copper. Oh yeah, I can see that. Anything else? Weaponry. Okay, cannon's not really supposed to be there. Maybe, yes, at that stage. Okay. Anything else? What about electrical circuitry? Really? Oh yeah, it could be used like tin. They use tin in solder. Oh, isn't that interesting? So yeah, they had a big thing for tin. Also quicksilver. It's for tech, I reckon. History tells us the Phoenicians were of Semitic origin, closely related to the Hebrews in language, which we've also known about, because the Etruscans of northern Italy preceded Rome, and Etruscans have Slavic origin as well. Okay. History tells us the Phoenicians were Semitic origin, closely related to the Hebrews in language, but it also adds that they would derive their name from the phoenix, who was the emblem of the Phoenicians, and from whom they took their name. Or so they say. We are further told that the phoenix was a symbol of the sun, and that it was worshipped in ancient Egypt, at the place called by the Greeks Heliopolis, or by the Egyptians the city of On. On-off, you mean. One of the names of the sun. Here, on the very dawn of history, we find the first gleam of light that leads our steps to the unknown shores of Britain. To the ancient masters of occultism, it is become revealed that the days of On in the city of the sun in Egypt were numbered. To those world travellers, the Phoenicians, the order came to found another centre that symbolism would be worthy of the same name. And guess where they chose? Bit of a mind blow, and it's definitely got to be connected with the electromagnetics. You know what we've pulled apart with four angels and the EL being electric. On and off. On, and emblematic of the phoenix that rose again and again from its own ashes. So Phoenix, electromagnetic technology, wings open, charge active, facies. That's what they're talking about. Thus, it came about in the ages before the Romans had heard of Britain. Phoenician mariners came their way up the Thames, founded the city, of which they gave it the name El-on-Dun, the city of the sun. El, electric, on-dun. Electric on-dun. Is this why Britain never needed any star forts, or London didn't really need a big one around it, and the power of the orb and the sceptre? Britain never will be slain, because they got something more, like the EL-on. They have tech that gives them all the power. A promise in symbolism. The city, so named, would become the centre, which, like the sun, would radiate power, life and riches throughout the world. Such, briefly, which the origin of London. History tells us, when the Romans arrived in Britain in 55 BC, official history, they founded London, a place of considerable importance, and they called it Londinium, apparently, and that it had its own gold coinage. Let us now return to the Phoenicians. These earlier pioneers, they had brought with them ancient religion of the Chaldeans, Egyptians and Hebrews. The foundation of these religions, the wisdom of the heavens, tech, or the teachings from the heaven, how to use the tech. At many places on the continents that they travelled northward, in various parts of Britain, especially at Stonehenge, fake, on Salisbury Plain. And it was erected a mysterious monument, huge stones that have been falsely attributed to the Druids. Okay, recent discoveries, however, have proved that Stonehenge in ancient times was a representation of the zodiac surrounding the altar to the sun of immense size. That is no longer forgotten discoveries of Britain, who took such trouble to convey huge pillars of stone on Salisbury Plain, were well versed in astronomical science, is exemplified even in their own day by the number of people who go every year to the so-called heel stone. So yeah, I've been there many times myself. Absolutely love Stonehenge back in the day, but not too much now. So anyway, the sun rays dawn on the 21st of June, which is the solstice coming up. I wanted to have a party for the men. I might do. No, I won't be able to. For flat earthers and such. Anyway, envelope this great pillar, just as ancient people did so long ago. The very name, and that very name and records have been forgotten. Bullshit. Or lost in the dust of the centuries that have discovered their footprints. Okay. For those students of heavens did get more than erect the temple of Stonehenge. They founded the city of London, El-on-Dun. So, yeah, I'm not going to read all this, obviously, but it gives you massive clues all the way through, okay, concerning London. The real origin of the Phoenicians has been lost to antiquity, but they say, they absorbed or were part of the 10 lost tribes of Israel. We already know, and it goes on further on to say that they escaped from Israel. Okay, guys, so brilliant narrative, stoner schoon, but it goes on into the royal family as well, and say they're imposters as well, and how they replaced the current monarchy. So that will be linked to you. And here's another one of these books of world predictions, okay, that was linked to the other book. And I thought this was interesting. This is part concerning, now they're saying they got this King John III coming up, or King John III, but I've heard a lot more about him. I'm picking up more information all the time. Things are getting quite interesting there. Anyway, Wales. I'm Welsh, meaning I'm from Wales. The Welsh name being even today a Saxon term for foreigners. So the Welsh were foreigners, so not of these islands, maybe. That makes sense. The Normans who came later were not French, as commonly supposed, but they were descendants of Norsemen and from Denmark and northern Germany. So That's what they're saying for the Normans, not French at all. Okay. After laying waste to the northern part of France, forced the King of France to marry the daughter to Rollo, daughter of Rollo, the Sea King, and gave the name Normandy, derived from Norsemen and Northmen, to the part that they had conquered. So that's very interesting. So there you go, Phoenicians coming in again, and it goes into, you know, the current royal family. He's stating that they will not last and they're imposters, but he goes into astronomical science, you know, saying that London is basically Mars, which is metal, and, you know, the Industrial Revolution, everything else. Okay, and war, God of war, and this is who Britain is, which I'll show you shortly. This is an interesting thing up here, a little prophecy concerning John the astrologer. When he first heard of the alliance between the English lion and Asturian leopard, woe to these two nations, sorrow and discord, disaster by water, and precursion by fire. So fire and water reset is what John Dee said, the witch. So highly interesting. It goes into zodiacs, which is all very interesting as well. Okay, so take a look at them for yourself. I'll be linking them up below. So the Phoenicians were the first to occupy London, they say, after the reset, when it was probably Tartaria. And this is, you know, a pre-reset 1666 map. Okay, comes in a beautiful collection, New York collection. Okay, and it will give you Phoenician locking, you know, mechanisms, things, just so you know who it is. Mud outside, obviously, and only Suffolk here is existing on the south side of the river. But the streets today in London, these small short streets, are the original Phoenician streets, not Roman London, Phoenician London, like that book explains. I'll give you more books to nail that. Okay, the Romans are a psyop. Okay, they are a cover story for the real blaggers who stole a culture, who were the Phoenicians, and up until recently were covert, and now they've been exposed, and now they're forced to play their hand. So the first metropolis, anything with Opiopolis or Opolis, like Heliopolis, is a Phoenician place. So, and it's got its old town wall, but you do not get a star fort. Moorgate, is that where the Moors came in? The Moorgate, or out to the Moors. Is that where the Moors are, in the Moors? What's this? Beautiful gardens, but yeah, all of this stuff, this is buried, all this stuff. Oh, there's a lot of buildings all buried, and they just dug it out. Okay. And there is St Paul's Cathedral, the original, and that one was burnt down apparently in 1666, Psyop fire. And here's your Phoenicians. So they're crazy. They had the Queen had some sort of birthday or something. She stands on a bridge down by here, and they have like loads of bridge or regatta on the Thames because they want to basically reenact a Caravaggio painting or a Phoenician painting of Venice. So. And so I didn't know at the time. Now recalling it, I know what bloody hell's going on. They're just crazy Phoenicians. They're crazy, twisted death cult that is ruling this place. Politicians, they're under them. Okay, they came from somewhere else, across the water. Here's another guide, guys, from 1924. This is linked up in the Flat Earth British website. Okay, Phoenician origins of Great Britain, and it will give you many depictions as well. Okay, highly interesting. They pinpoint Prince Andrew as Indra. Okay, you know, the Indian deity Indra, which I posted about before as well. So that's all what's in there. It's an absolutely stunning book, but as you can see, Babylon there, the god of the sun, the father god of the Phoenicians. Okay, so which is Statue of Liberty, really. Put these up and you can see the Phoenicians. So in a moment I'm going to show you some unbelievable depictions from an old 500-year-old booklet. Look at that, that looks like a circuit board. In fact, it looks very like circuit boardery. That looks like technical, mechanical language rather than a written language. So yeah, in the Bible, before the flood, or everybody in Babel, I mean, was basically, they all got given different languages so no one could communicate with one another. So were we all speaking just the one language in the one world, or were we speaking at all? Bell fire cult. So yeah, this is absolutely stunning, this book, guys, for depictions and a good read about the Phoenician origins. Plenty of evidence, plenty of historians think that this is the true case and that Rome is just bullshit psyop, along with the Greeks. Okay, the Greek classics. Now, I've been looking into Greek mythology a little bit. I've been looking into the Medusa, but when you look into the Medusa, there's about at least 3 or 4 different narratives that I picked up on for her, and they all tell a different, you know, how she was killed with Perseus and stuff, but fact still remains, she got serpents in her head. This is tech, and you can't look straight at her because you're going to turn to stone, but you can look at her in a reflection of your shield, which is a mirror. So she's in the mirror and you can take her on. Cluage. All of Greek mythology is cluage, no doubt about it whatsoever in my mind. Okay, so I'll link them books up to you. Now, this is the Phoenicians and what they do, okay, so this is the world, okay, in 1530 to 1608. What you find in these is there is a world war. More than a world war. They're taking over, it doesn't fit with the historical narrative, they're taking over cities like Ghent, Ostend, Belgian cities, large massive armies, okay, and the star forts are absolutely stunning, but the clues galore. I've been studying the armaments, try and find if there's something else going on, because apparently their cannonballs can make an entire star fort blow up with a giant mushroom cloud like a nuclear bomber's going off, if they were even a thing. They have these strange Phoenician ships, they have slaves to row them, and they're like strange grey dudes, but look at these gunboats, yeah, 500 years ago. So wherever they are, they give it a good old blasting, okay, the Phoenicians that is, as you will see. She's old in her years, because it's so loud. But check out the, let's mag up on that, there's so many clues, but the thing is with these photographs, guys, these pictures, excuse me, is there's 300 odd of them, so I have to fly through. That's a strange grey child. That's really small compared to him. He's like a giant. Anyway, so what you find is the world is smashed. You can see the existence of Phoenicia here, and all its viaducts, aqueducts, all smashed. Okay. Now, closer up, you can see the 2 slits in there where the water would have come through to feed cities in ancient Phoenicia. And the Romans, these are basically the Romans 500 years ago. They're still doing the phalanx, the Roman phalanx, the same battle maneuvers that, say, Caesar would have practiced. What about double barrel guns? I think they had guns where the barrel span at incredible velocity and then chucked a projectile, which would have been something like a railgun velocity. It would have been just incredible capacitive wave, I think. I'll show you why I think that now. So yeah, there's a lot of dead going on. You know, he's like, kiss me harder. Not really, because he's not Nelson, but you know what I mean. So yeah, there's a battleage going on, but what happens when they get into these towns? So more antiquity smash, this giant viaduct system, huge Napoleonic style battles, okay, and these are in the mud. He's doing the last stand here. So you get a lot of musketry. I've been looking close up and trying to figure out the armament. There's a lot of strange things that go on in these guys. Okay, now you get giant seaborne invasions. He's getting the boat, he is. He's forcing her in the boat. These are being forced in the boat. I don't want to go, he's looking like. He's looking sad walking away, and she's sort of forcing her in by gunpoint, isn't he? Evacuees. They're getting people out into boats, are they? Or are they kidnapping them? So yeah, you go in this doorway and you've got like strange little tunnels here. I don't know if they're workshops, maybe. I don't mag up out here. Yeah, maybe workshops. Still, strange little setup for an entrance. And then little tunnels, you'll see, the little bunkers, they're everywhere in antiquity. I think that's a person standing in the fire. That's nothing compared to what you're going to see. So, the Phoenicians, who rule us, who just pulled a pandemic, who lie through their teeth about everything that's going on. Now, everybody thinks there's a virus or there's a race war, there's something going on that they tell you about and they make happen. But what is really going on? So what they do when they turn up is they come in force, like the size of Persian Xerxes' army, and they basically, as you will see, what they do to the natives. And these are what look like, you know, civilized European cities, and everyone gets murdered. So here they are the Phoenicians, they are evil. Everyone has to be sucking up to their asses, otherwise they just get killed. Okay, so they're doing a bit of scheming here of their next campaign. Okay, sorry to go through so quick, but you will have the book. See these churches? They're everywhere and they're all buried. No graveyards, no walls around them, just these. This is 500 years ago, my guys, look, just sticking up out of the ground. So I can only guess that it's part of 7 Years' War is included in this period, which was a world war. Doesn't look, they're taking cannons across the river. How big are these cannons? We'll have a look now. I think it might be down to the armament and the way that the cannon moved. They say in antiquity that it was really dangerous to have cannons because basically they exploded and killed their cannon crew. And I thought, no, that don't actually ring true in my head. You know, they wouldn't go forward with it. So I think there was something else going on with the technology. I think they electrified it and span it, maybe it was a fasces. Look at the size of this thing here. All big walls. So look at this T thing here. Let's get Mag in on that. Let's find out what that is. It's tents. Okay, with a little enclosure. It's antiquitents. So yeah, giant encampment, taking out star forts. And these crazy big cities. Now once you've seen this before in loads of other depictions that I've showed you, is once they've taken over a city, okay, through force, check this out on his jersey, guys. They do a crazy ass procession, and not only that, the Phoenicians are so bonkers they gotta drag in a ship, like, you know, like a model of a ship. But have a look. This is 1500s, guys, 500 years ago. Check the buildings. Yeah, they look like Amsterdam's buildings. They look like they how long have these been there? Yeah, and look at this, full-size ships up to these strange processional altar things. Seems to be graves there, maybe, and it's all muddied, but bunco booths. 500 years ago, they have bunco booths with Antiquitech on top and a little slit in the side. So they're there 500 years ago, guys. And the same architecture 500 years ago, guys. And the Romans are there. And all the biblical stories and everywhere is in this period. They turned it all off a couple of hundred years, and then this reset had taken place, and then the new history, no one knows anything of it, and we're just pulling it apart. So this is the Spanish rulers, I guess. Yeah. And we get the political people from each country. You soon see what happens. So it's a world war. So you get a bit of jousting, but as you can see, Rome holding up the giant crown. Is this a crown for a giant? Giant doors, and a bit of jousting, which is, in my mind, stupid. Okay, maybe there's something else going on with these ends of lances, like Victor, the boogeyman, suggested, and they could have been electric and just zapped you like a taser and you fell off. I think it's much more believable than sticking this into someone's eye and murdering them for sport. Seems a really dangerous activity and pretty short-lived. They also got Antiquitech. Well, that one has, maybe. So they have a bit of jousting, and let's go and torture and burn the natives. So yeah, this is something they love to do is mass executions. This one is only one bloke, but Anne de Bouvry. Looks like a man though. Anne de Bouvry. And they're gonna, because hanging is not enough, they're gonna cook him as well. Okay, but you get like mass executions as well. We've seen these, all of this. We've seen the Lead Atlases 1733, obviously not in colour, by Pierre van der Haar. Same narrative. Whole world's in flux. Whole world's in war. Look at the beautiful trees. Mud, you won't see a road anywhere in the world. You'll see fine stone architecture and cities, but you won't see a decent road. They're all mud. Mud this high above that door, from when it was a mud flood. Now, something else that me and Cambar was talking about was heads of state, okay, or talking heads. Did they, in the past, have heads in jars? I mean, could they have reanimated heads that were removed? Or was this a precursor to make sure that technology never took place? Because they cut off Anne Boleyn's head and Charles II's head and all of these people's heads, who they'll tell you who they are. Some of them. Okay? Mass executions, sure. So there's some sort of... we're getting rid of all the rulers when we arrive in the mud-flooded place. But anyway, is there a way of stopping, like, there's a program called, a TV show called Futurama, and they got Bender, you know, you've probably seen it, but they have like world leaders like Nixon with his head in a jar, okay, so who even knows? They could have reanimated them, they could have wired it up the brain and reanimated their world, you know, their most popular hero, you know. I bet there's loads of people who would love to wire up Jesus' head in a jar right now, wouldn't there be? Or other, you know, known deities of stuff. Krishna head in a jar, multi-headed jar, multi-armed jar. So yeah, they come along and they fucking kill everybody, basically. So, you know, it's not hearts and minds. Let me just tell you about, you know, this is not the British Empire, by the way. Okay? These are Europeans. But they're all Phoenicians, and they're all in it together. Okay, all the world leaders, same family, and they're all in it together. Okay. So yeah, basically, let's go and kill and rape everybody. Okay, and it gets so panicky that they all have to run, try and scramble up on the roof. Oh fuck! To save their lives. One can only wonder what happened to the rest of the building in red brick. See, he's trying to get away and he's shooting him. So yeah, mass murder of everybody, and these are not like what they would call barbarians or savages from you know, another country. They are civilized Europeans, or what they call. Look at this, nice. So yeah, they string just about everybody up and massacre everybody and torch a lot of stuff. Is that a cannon? Okay, let's move on. When they arrive. So I'm not sure what's happening with these people, whether they're ducking and trying to escape. They look naked, they're on logs to make them float. No, they're placing them on there, aren't they? Hang on, are they dead, alive? Have they tied their arms to the wood? Yes, they've tied their arms to the wood, and they're just letting the river take them. Oh, that's cruel. That's cruel, that's decidedly cruel. Cartman would approve. Look at that. Or just chuck them in. So yeah, they're just chucking everyone in the river. Okay. So yeah, this is what happens when the Phoenicians turn up. So there's no winning hearts and minds and nothing nice about it. It's take what you want, murder and kill everybody. Do what the fuck you want. Pour the food out. We're stealing everything. The corn. Okay. Some of the mysteries of all warfare, I think, have been solved in these books. Is how to keep an army in food when it's away from its supply line has been answered in my mind. Some machinery that I've never seen in my life before. So, another mud flooded place. They've breached the wall, they're going in, everybody's going to be having it, okay, in this town. And you know that they're not going to be nice about things. So this looks like the river in Hiroshima. They're all like, why the river? Chuck everyone in the river. Strip everyone, chuck them in the river to drown, and make sure they bat them. You know, help, help. Just batting them so they stay in there. This is unprecedented murder. They really get their fucking kill on these Phoenicians, don't they? So they are not real, because these are Jesuit books, and these depictions are supposed to be 500-year-old. Are they? Did any of this really happen, or is it just a Jesuit ploy for us to think that we are, you know, that the Phoenicians are that fucking crazy that they do this stuff on people, by chucking them in the river to drown and stuff, or taking their city? A possibility? Do they go nuts on us? Why is antiquity showing us that? And they just went nuts on us, didn't they? They're throwing in crazy draconian measures and their new insane Marxist dictatorship. They just landed on our ass in the last few months. All of a sudden, everyone's just like, you know, either in shock about or just pinching themselves to see whether they're really living in it. Can I wake up, please? Can we all have our life backs, please? So yeah, if they, you know, they get their jolly on. This is Sunday afternoon entertainment, hung, drawn, and quartered. Okay. Why are they watching? They're fucking sick. He's going to be pulled apart. It'll be messy. It'll mess your brain up. You probably have like trauma after you watch that. So yeah, they were a chaotic 50 years, weren't they? Where they just went round Europe to all the bigger cities. You'll see Gravenhage, you'll see The Hague, many cities you're going to know in Belgium, Holland, Flanders, and France, where they go in and they murder everybody and put these ones pulling their cacks off and chucking them down the well. Ding dong well, pussy's in the well, who pull her out? I'm just wondering if there's a clue with that song. The Phoenicians and the wells. That's why we're careful of saying the word well. I don't like to say welcome when I introduce my vlogs either, but I don't want to start again over and over. To go with it, but it could have come up from wells, or out of water, or just a reflection from the well, the water. So there they are, laying it down. They've made a breach. I can't imagine everyone in there having a good time in the past. So let me just skizz through a few quick, because basically, if I spot anything quick, because you can study these at more time at your own leisure. Right, so let's have a look at the antiquity here. Look at the size of these rotundas, fairy tale castles. This one's flying a red cross, which very much looks like the St. George's cross, but this is the French flag, or is it? Or is it the Dutch flag? And why is the British there? Oh, it's an international battlefield. All together, as I suspected. So yeah, just like the Romans. So this one has been preparing, because he knew the ship was going to go down to deep, muddy trenches all the way around. What do you think that box is for, guys? Spikes on top. Yeah, they're not nice to the prisoners when they catch them either. They feel the need to torture them. They're in the trenches. They've had the trenches 500 years. And, you know, they say that the first trench lines were in the American Civil War, practiced later in the Boer War, and then in the First World War. Here they are 500 years ago. Here's Rome. A little temple. And what looks like a little Tower of Babel. Some aquatech driving the wheels into this beautiful little city with antiquitech and rotundas and clock towers. Look at all these buried church devices, guys. You can see clearly they're not churches. They haven't got graveyards, even a path up to them, have they? Yeah, up to their doors, have they? None of them, yeah? Just in the grass, in the field, from what they were after this last reset before this, which is not long before, by the look of it. Them trees can't be that old. Well, what is that? That green tower? So yeah, muddy earthworks, deep trenches, and this massive mound of green. Okay, I get that. What the fuck is that? green stone. It looks like soundproofing. It reminds me of something else as well, some tech. And anyway, the way it's angled and all of that looks like sound or something could bounce off it. Anyway, let's move on. Cluich glur. Okay. So they have murdered here a woman, everyone. Like I said, guys, you know, they turn up. You know, I haven't seen any strange meat activity just yet, though, but they usually do that. They usually open a strange meat cafe. Morning, governor. Chuck somebody else out the window. So just turn up and just murder everyone, you know. Huh? Dear Admiral. Look at this! Holy fuck, guys. He looks like someone out of fucking 1945, like a, you know, like a Russian commissar. Is he fucking time traveling? He doesn't look from 1550. That is highly suspicious. They look like that. The Admiral. Wow, that is really interesting. And what kind of guns are these? Got a bloody nut in front of me. What's going on in the background? Anyway, so yeah, it's really horrendous, isn't it? That's what they do when they turn up. So no wonder people put a good fight up to try and keep them out. Roselle. So the next city to demise. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, it's like a horror film, isn't it? They turn up and they murder everyone. And let's be honest, who are they going to complain to? It's a bit like now, isn't it, with this crazy epidemic? They can do just about anything with you, and you're like, no, that could really be detrimental to my health. In fact, that could kill me or my family. Yeah, who are you going to complain to? They don't give a fuck. Yeah, they're making you wear like masks that are detrimental to your health. Instead, your fucking brain of oxygen for a starter off. Never mind all of the snotty mucus that gathers up in them. They're just disgusting anyway. And they don't work, because if a pathogen was real, they'd go through that giant gauze of a mask, wouldn't they? So it's just pathetic. Anyway. But, you know, they're going to force us to wear them. I'd rather go around with a pair of knickers on my head and just fuck you. It's just nuts. Fuck them. So they're doing this stuff on us, guys. You know, they're just crazy. Absolute crazy. It's a war against humanity. It's no different to Stalin's purges. It's just not... Because we can't see it doesn't mean to say it's not there. There's a lot of people going missing. We don't know what's happening to the lower levels of society, guys. You know, the people who are vulnerable anyway. Are they even there anymore? So, more beheading. So I noticed they haven't got any walls in these floors here. You know, for the continent. You'd think it'd be freezing, but... He's getting a knife in the side, a bit like Caesar did. Infamy, infamy, they all got it infamy. So more hand-drawn and quartered. Oh, look at that! He rips right where his knob is in half, right the way up like that. Oh, fucking hell, that's terrible, that is. That's just nasty ass, that is. So, yeah. So this is all who orders it, yeah. So you got to kiss their ring, apparently, so they can come and murder your ass later. Yeah. Sounds like a deal. And look at all these cities. 500 years ago, with all the antiquity, guys, around Paris. Stunning. So yeah, they take out everything there, as far as I can see. Some giant extremo war. So there's the Citadel of Paris, where you got the 18.5 million dead underneath it in some catacombs, but I take it might be from this event, who even knows. Huge armies. They just mess up all of the timelines, and you know, there's elements of truth mixed up with lies, and you can't really pick the thread. You know, what wars are we looking at here? It's just absolutely incredible to this level. They're taking out cities of this scale and murdering everyone inside. The crimes are just incredible. So that's I-592. This is the 8th of October 1592, this battle, taking out the city of Rouen, which is beautiful and full of antiquity. So, Astanae. So it's called the Dark Ages. The Dark Ages, back before this time, for a reason, because it wasn't there at all. The information is just too sketchy, because they turned the calendar off. Mass executions when they arrive. Are we undergoing a selection process now? Who would we complain to? Who would we ask? My friends sent me an email. 2 days ago I spoke about it. 2 nights ago I was on a little hangout with some friends, and it was a letter to a lady in Britain, an old lady in Britain, saying that she needed to be tested because there was, excuse me, this off Mel, and it said, oh, excuse me, oh yeah, Opsis Morti on the top, and when you look it up in the Latin it says you are dying. So they are sending letters out to the old people saying you got to be tested because you are dying. Sinister, guys. They saying we all got it. Think about it. Now we don't know what they got in mind. They are not going to let go now, you know this. People are asking me what's your plans. We know what my plans are, is to know that enemy, step back and plan. Can't do that from here. Need a HQ for Barbaria. Got an offer some land in a place that's doing earth ships, which are absolutely fucking fantastic, in Portugal, but are we going to be able to even travel abroad? Listening to Max Egan's show this morning, he was surmising that, you know, international travel won't be permitted. The size of these cannons. Dionysus too. Dionysus. San City Dionysus. Look at this. Crazy, crazy, crazy death cult. Here, have some gold. That's it. That's right. Now you're my bitches. Which is what that is. I don't know. They keep changing it too quick, and the paradigm's changing too quick. Like I said, I don't even know if everything will be the same tomorrow. You know, basically, will any of what I have said even matter? Because it changes that quick daily. It changes through time. The ripples through time. Time is just, history is all converging at one, guys. There's going to be a point, like a singularity, where all of humanity will wake up. The whole paradigm will be unveiled to us at what it truly is. I'm gearing towards a simulation because it makes sense of all of the paranormal things that happens in my life, which are many. The size of these star forts, guys. Outside as well. So when they turn up, and this is in Calais, is it? But they bring them a load of engineers, excuse me, in with them, and they can build a barrage in no time at all. You'll find, like the, you know, like the modern day engineers, they will bring everything with them. Now, we even look, you know, the Gallic Annals, or the battles of Julius Caesar, when he built a giant pontoon across a river on the Danube in Romania, and they went looking for the modern day. There's some elements of it there. I'm wondering whether this is all later, much later, and I'll show you why now. J597, guys. Amiens taken out in the First World War. I posted about it a week ago. Or 2 weeks ago. Check Amiens Cathedral, 500 years ago. 1, 2, 3, 4, and one in the middle, maybe big ones. No, there's a few more. Any clues you can see, guys? Do tell me in chat concerning, you know, something you spot with the water, maybe. I'm going to give you some ideas of what I think's going on with these. Look at these. Like Campbell was saying with these star forts, you wouldn't need too many men. You would need one there, one there, one there, and you'd need them all the way around, and all of these as well. And it's just like non-realistic. You could do a straighter wall. You could do something you would need a lot less on the line. Okay, I can show you anyway. I got a book that shows you all of these are full of gardens later on at some period, so they wouldn't, or earlier even. These were not military, okay, originally. We've pulled it apart anyway. They were built by the Phoenicians, and they were some sort of tech, water tech. Nothing to do with military. They utilised them later. See, they build these pontoons. But look, this is France. You get the onion domes, Moorish feel, Tartaian feel to it even. So here's some brutal bastards. And their family tree. Okay? Absolutely zero to do with the current royal family, according to them 2 books you're going to be reading later. Absolutely brilliant that that's pulling that apart. And the original occupants of Britain being the Phoenicians. Not the Romans. What have the Romans ever done for us? Well, sweet fuck all, because they wasn't really, were they? And if they did come, it was under the Phoenicians. I-605. Thomas Percy. Oh, we're coming into some English notables now. In fact, we're coming into some very English notables. This is the Guy Fawkes and the apparent conspirators that plotted to blow up the British Houses of Parliament. Thomas Percy, we got Bates, Christopher Wright, Robert Winters, John Wright, Thomas Percy, Guido Fawkes, who's Guy Fawkes, Robert Catby, and Thomas Winter, all conspired in the local boozer to get a load of wet French gunpowder, stick it under the tunnels under the Houses of Parliament, and blow them fucking politicians sky high. Brilliant idea, love it. In one day. So yeah, they got him roped onto some mats. I feel these might have nails in them. They don't look happy about it. And later on, hung, drawn and quartered, and his head chopped off. For there they all are. So the Phoenicians are saying, don't fuck. Oh, that's what happened. And it was with the beheading. French were big on it. So there's the Low Countries, which all this is taking place in. You see the existence of Rome, huge doors, and these incredible star forts. And then we got Antwerp there, Antwerp, and that spire I've seen from a canal. When you go up the canal, you can see it from miles away, the spire. And their niceness to the natives when they turn up is smashing the windows. What's going on? Pulling down the old culture's statues. These are not looking Phoenician, are they? At all, are they? Corinthian tops absent. Smashing the windows, pulling the people out, chopping them up. While all of these sit and pull ropes and pull the old statues down. This is why you got all them statues missing. This is when it took place. Like they do with the Mesopotamian Empire in Iraq and Iran. They pull all of these, Assyrian as well, and basically all of these antiquity things down. But with Babel, I can see why they're doing that. So yeah, Booty. Even she's having a little steel look. Holy fuck. Excuse my language. So, evidence of what we already know to have happened. More people chucked into the water to drown by the score when the Phoenicians turn up, and then just burn the town. Right, who else is going to be getting it? Is this town? Nice antiqua tents, made of silk by the look of them. Okay, like I said, there was 300 of these images. Look at these spires in the background. On the aerials. Huge tower blocks 500 years ago. So let's skim through. Okay. The size of these tapestries they have, guys. What is the size of this? Where have they got the factories that they can even do the tapestry at that level? At that scale? From top, sure, this is Phoenician. So there's Edmund there. Okay. So they give you the name so you can follow the narrative. I wonder why they had the conspirators in there. There's a bit of Antiquitech on top of that building there, guys, with a massive high door. You know, why would you have a window that high up? He can't see out of it. He comes up to there. And he looks pretty tall. See what I mean? And then you see this on all of these buildings. I'll show you some more examples later on. Antiquitech there, guys. See it? Sweet. Okay, let's move on. So, more hideous battlery in a mud-flooded world. Everybody's going to die. That way. Do you know the houses, though? They're just on mud. There's nothing outside. You've got this quality architecture, and it's just shit outside. So I'm not sure what's happening there. But I can't imagine it being a happy thing. So look at all the blood. Wow, a big pile of what? Wool to soak up the blood, maybe. Yeah, so that's not even the French Revolution. This is years and years before then. Hundreds of years before then. Sinister. So, excuse me. These are running away. Plenty of people all to... Oh, that's just stomach churning. While everyone would rather drown than be in there and just be raped or chopped up by these bastards when they turn up. It's the British as well, look. Groningen. That's in Holland. So all these Dutch towns are doing this too, guys. They're murdering the population of Dutch cities at this period. Some of the industry you see as well is just incredible. The size of the cannons are rather bigger than I should have imagined for 500 years ago. I'm guessing that's a training camp for the knights. Let's have a look at them. Strange how they got this half sort of red suede, half sort of knight thing going on. Well, that one there. Well, hang on a minute. What are they? They're two giant birds the size of people, aren't they? Oh, that's highly fucking strange. Whew. Okay. Two giant birds. And a skeleton walking. What? Right. That's the Grim Reaper. And he's walking with death. And two ravens, maybe. And they're being escorted by pipe band. Like, he made a personal appearance, guys. Everything else is in the normal world there, isn't it? Maybe. Ooh. That's just fucking weird. Excuse me, guys. Just take back by that a little bit. So I'm guessing this is like Thunderdome. Spell. He's getting hung. God. Look at him right up in his face, look. He looks like he don't give a shit. He's tough. And he's battering him. There's a lot of torture going on, look. And they're all watching. It's been fine with these Phoenicians. They're so fucking shitless as well, isn't it? You know, they gotta have loads of them. And because they're negative energy demons with no soul, they feed off people's pain. So if you don't give them anything, like, you know, just smile at them, spit at them, stuff like that, then they can't beat you. They'll hate your ass. They're just like, Grizzle probably go and cry in the corner, stuff like that. Like they're doing now when we expose the truth and don't give a shit about them. Look. Anyone in this city who's not towing the line, outside, mass executions. Nothing could What's going on now? Nothing in my mind I would put past them. Nothing. Once you're in one of those camps, years to come, or months to come, when they call a second phase, that's predictive programming, letting you know that that shit's going down. Alright, let's move on. Whoa, look at that. So they do have some cities this side just like sort of exploding. This is Germany. 2 front lines, no man's land, and they're meeting over in no man's land like the First World War. Wow. Epic. Epic. Cooking a bowl of potatoes. So that's it, he's going to be getting it. Okay. Ooh, Naarden. I know somebody in my chat feed, Ard, who's from Naarden. They had amazing staff out there. I wonder if we get to see it. Is that a church spire? I hope so, because it looks like a telegraph pole or an aerial, an antenna. So, oh, they've just gathered everybody up in the town square to kill. You find this with Lead van der Haar of 1733. You see the Roman Emperor, he comes in and he basically nails up everybody in the city. Look at this architecture for 500 years ago. And everyone is not having a good time. Let's have a little closer gander. So Dan Frischlush, I don't know. It's got a US on the end. It sounds very Roman. No. Look at this. What is that? Is that a man? What the fuck is that, guys? He's got like a tiny little black hat on, and he's tiny. And he's carrying a... I don't know. Is he a freak of nature? I don't know. Is he a dwarf? High strangeness beyond belief on this post. So yeah, Haarlem in Holland will give you an epic star fort as well. So that got taken out. It's population. Anyone watching from Haarlem, you didn't have to get it back a few hundred years ago. Here's the Phoenicians turning up mass. Many men, many boats, forcing through, like asking you really nicely, would you like to take part in our game? But it's alright though, because he's blessing them. Everything is going to be fine. Yeah. He's going to save them. And then taking their bodies away. So they hang them, chop their heads off. Everybody else ends up in the river, drowned. So I'm guessing some survive, maybe to, you know, occupy the workshops and brothels, etc., like what the Germans did. Nice cathedral. How many tiers? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's move on, because this will be like a massively long vlog. And another Dutch city, and another one, and a massive Phoenician. Look how many people on these ships. How big are they? Admiral de Salba. So we could actually find out about these. There he is, Admiral de Salba. He gets his little thing to go around in. Okay. So they are beautiful colour, aren't they? Look at that for a star fort. That's not star fort, you've just got water around it. Nice big stairs. You need stairs so we can be up there bossing people's ass around. Yeah. More battles, let's move on. So, The Hague in Holland. Den Haag. So I guess in Scheveningen Beach and the piers are by here, because Hague is definitely going to be having it in all these smaller towns. Oh dear. So they got an underground sewer system or something, but everyone's floating in it. Everyone else is getting chased, murdered. This one's getting her guts pulled out. There's no use pleading with these fuckers. Captain Pontwood. Captain Pontwood is being escorted. Captain S. Mariant. And why are they treating captains with such barbarity. It's the British George's Cross. And cannonballs apparently make explosions like this. Wow. And the architecture's superb. So, we know what happened to that place. Okay, let's move on. So later on, they do, when they get their, you know, basically conquered all, they have these strange deities and these strange processional altars, with strange processions, which we've witnessed many times. I wonder what that is. That's gallows, obviously. That's a pretty apocalyptic scene, isn't it? Like I said, these are civilized cities. River Mosa. Wow, look at this place. So it's for stealing, murdering, and raping, and nicking everything, and taking over. Rewrite the history. A little while later, don't worry, all these lot are going to be dead. Another generation later, rewrite the history. No one's going to know anything. Who's going to question it anyway? And they're good at it, you know. Tavistock are brilliant at it, my control. They know how this place works with shapes, colours, and vibration, and they use these techniques against us. You're of a colour, aren't they? So, oh dear. Excuse me. So they're trying to get some people out. These are just, it's not deep there. Maybe they're on a little wall. They're trying to escape. Wow, it's like a really heavy horror film, this one. Oh, they're trying to get out of this place. Wow, guys. Wow. Oh, I've seen that. I've put pictures of this. So that building still exists, and it was there 500 years ago in flames. After they come in and killed everyone and shot everyone, blew everything up like this. And that's in Antoroff. Is she a giant? Oh, that's not good. He's pulling her hair. Oh God. So yeah. Oh dear. This gets worse. Sorry about all this, guys. It's not my fault. I did not make antiquity. These did. So, oh, that hurts. Ooh, fuck me. They're inventing, like, really weird tortures, guys. These Phoenicians. And they're into skinning, and they're into... And they're our rulers. Anyone in denial? Oh, we're in a Phoenician paradigm. They have maritime law on the land. And everything is linked in, as I will show you on this post. Oh my days. So yeah, that's what they do in the afternoon. That's their cinema. It's just go and torture everyone. It's just crazy. Take them over, and then that's what they do. Look at this. Wow. Okay, let's move on. These bastards. Just looks like Parliament today. Only fucking stringing up. What's this? I-577. Look at this building. 500 years ago. Wow. Tartaian. Antiquitech. This is when they came in. There was no mud flood before this period as well, by the look of it. No, that sign is there. Anyway, please, I don't know many people in a chat feed. Please share this out. Get the gang over Flatterday night. I'll be getting off these now. We're going to go into some other juice, okay? Just, they're a bit epic. I don't really want to miss anything. So yeah, it's procession time when they go completely nuts. So they have a regatta, like the Queenie does, and a nice big parade. Celebrate, like, you know, we just won the town, murdered everyone, and had funky old time, whatever they... the size of the doors, whatever they think. But their processions are just insane. You want to see the shit they build. Okay? And this is not a parade of victory. This is a parade of conquering by extreme violence. That was Amsterdam, was it? No. Every man for himself, that city. Oh dear. Okay. There as well. Same thing going on. Hang on, what are they? Are they heads? They're heads. They're heads floating down a river, and bodies, people, in a Dima River. So it looks like monks, maybe prisoners, in Flanders. Look at these little buttresses. What for? Is our wall going to fall down? In cloisters. So are the monks going to be getting tortured and murdered? And their little grass... Look, they're making a little grass thing for them. Okay, they're bringing them up. Okay, what's going to happen to the monks? Over there they're getting it. Okay. What do you reckon's going to happen to the monks, guys? Are they going to get here or no? They've got nasty habits. Let's see. Alex. Whoa, look at this. Nice big wall gone. Okay, what's going on? No, they're not going to kill them. Oh yes, hang on a minute. I think they're flogging them. I think that might be their entrails in a bucket. It's hard to say, I don't know. These two are alright, they're walking away. I think this is going to be a bonfire, isn't it? Well, anyway, there's a bit of flaying going on there, so... Ooh. Wow. So, yeah, which city's this? Wow. In Flanders, and they're still doing the old, getting their kill on. Literally. Okay? And the Phoenicians have giant anomalous armies now, haven't they? Do anything wrong with humanity now. Don't even like us. They want to see us in fear, so they can bleed on our negative energy, because they're vampires. Energy vampires. When have you got that really quick? You could like sort of get his head to go through that window. Sorry. For a laugh. Well, you've got to laugh, guys, haven't you? Anomalous flags and Deventer. Nice little building. So let's squidge through, because honestly this would take 10th of never. Get everyone to go on the bridge and then push them off. That's in Maastricht. I know some of my subs live in Maastricht. Wow. Holland had it bad, didn't they? Huh. In the mass. And this is going up towards Brussels then, is it? Some sort of Star 40 fort. Star 40 fort. Is it? Wow, guys. That's the Spanish, is it? I don't even know. It's difficult to determine who's fighting who. As far as I know, they come into town, they just take over. There's no real certain enemies. It's just an invasion force, isn't it? Xerxes style. Kill everybody. See? Just like landing craft of World War II. Shit. The landing craft in World War II didn't even have cannon on the front. 1580 on the Rhine, near Cologne. Sweet. Okay. So they're going to take over Germany now as well, whoever this anomalous army are. Look at this, Rome. Wow. That's in Breda, which has an enormous star fort only posted about days ago. So yeah, they bring ships out onto dry land as well. I'll show you now. And they put them on wheels, and they'd use that for procession. I'm guessing that's Admiral Bollocks. Look at this, all in gold, just like the Queen with the gold carriage. There's some guy in there, and he's going to get the Phoenician thing put over his head, the laurel leaf. It's all part of their weird death cult ritual. But you'll see. So yeah, they got a giant. Guessing he's a statue. They bring him through. Now, I've seen this before. You have too, guys, right? With these processions, they have to go through a series of arches. Ceremonial arches. You'll see it in a minute. So it's all purple, Phoenician purple. They've got a giant in purple. Okay, you can see Phoenicia here. They've just set everything up. And excuse me. I know you want to go through them, but you get the theme now, can't you? You quite get it. They turn up, they murder everyone. Look at that one. What's them on top? Chimney things. Far out. No wonder they had water around. Pumping stations, we think these were originally. To get the water off the land after the Phoenicians sunk us. Which they do. Because they have mastery over water. What's with the giant rotunda 500 years ago, guys? And how can they make explosions like this? Oh, it's setting a light. Well, I guess they would, because they were fire. Wood. Look at this, all. Already burnt out and blown up. Oh. So, some sort of world war. Where everything got blown up and everyone got killed. In a reset. Only 500 years ago. Look at that. Oh. Wow. Just wow. Well, they put them to good use, didn't they, after he found them? Look at these tapestries again, the size on them. And they pull them across. Look, just mad size. Jaws for giants. And what's these two anderons in a fireplace here? 6 foot high. No fire. Interesting. Juicy. So again, guessing this guy's not being tickled. So yeah, the British, well, all Europeans really, were popular on watching the executions on a Sunday. It's Delft, famous for its beautiful blue pottery. What was that flag? 3 lions. 3 lions and a black cross. So okay, you get the picture. I'm going to move on. It was just 1 or 2 I wanted to show you, but it's just absolutely horrendous. It's an entire book of the mass murder of the entire of Europe. I'm sure that's not in the history books. An anomalous army of all different nations turned up and took out the entire lowlands. Look at this bridge that they set up. Could this have been Caesar's barrage? Is this the Rhine? No, it's not, is it? Damn. Oh, that's interesting. No, they can build something so quick. Of ponts of little basically little barrages. Build a bridge to move an army from a star fort to a star fort. Interesting. There. So they attack here. Well, these piers were here already, and I'd say these were they were purposed to be able to do this, and obviously for ships to pass through as well. I'd say that was part of the design. That was really clever. And these things as well. Artificial bridges to move forces. It's crazy shit. Okay, and these, look at the size of these things. I've never even seen one like that before. It looks like an ironclad. And the figurehead, how freaky. Look at that on the flag, a big smiley face. Oh, can you see what I'm seeing? What's that? Yeah, I mean the television aerial that's going up there with a loop on it. Can you see that? What the fuck is that? That doesn't fit on the... That's on a corner of a star fort 500 years ago, guys. Cluage. Look at the face. Wow. Who knows? Okay. A little rendezvous on a little star fort. Look at this Phoenician arch. So they're doing one of those... That's what I wanted to show you. This crazy procession they do, okay? Just going to squeeze through. You'll be able to, the book's going to be given to you. You will not miss anything of this. But I don't want to show endless pictures of armies nuking towns in Europe. But look at this, the size of these audiences. To kill the locals. And look at this little star fort with like a giant church machine, nothing else inside. A tiny little fort for that. So that's obviously not a place of worship, is it? That kirk. It says England, and it's got Union Jack. So we're having a little battle, are we, in Flanders? And in that one is whoever they are. Turks, maybe. And use these processions, and they go like around and around and around through arches. You'll see some more in a minute. It's just nuts. Yeah, as I said, there was 300 of these. I downloaded them. It took me hours, but they're so juicy. Sorry to go through so quick. And these, they go through one arch. They're all dressed in the Phoenician black, Venice black, Venetian, Venice black, like Venice, carrying crucifix type things through into another arch, and they're going through more arches as well, carrying giant ships. Now we've seen these before. I got this strange Phoenician deities with them. Okay, you can see them there everywhere, and they're made in gold as far as I can see. So they built all of this with the arches as well as part of their, you know, their procession. Check it out. It's crazy. But we have seen this before with these Bacchusites, haven't we? So I'll link that up to you. As beautiful as it is, there it is. They go through one arch, like the Constantine, through another arch, maybe demagnetize, who knows why the arches. So I guess it finishes up down by here, but they have to go through that arch, around that one, through that one, through that one. And they got a ship with people on, so I guess it's almost full size, really. Being pulled by horses, but really, it's on wheels. 500 years ago, guys. There's just so much to learn in these books. And they use a technology that makes perfect sense of how you would, well, what's that? How you would feed an army from away from its lines, and it is a mobile corn grinding machine. Jesus, what is that on the right? Well, that's the way to defend your city. Wow. I know. Lots of wows. Just the craziest stuff. Look at that, guys. On the right. That is a star fort. Wow. Ostend, Belgium. I've been in this port. Okay, I-602. Yeah, I've been Ostend a couple of times. Wow. What's all these? Sand dunes. Wow, so everyone in Ostend got murdered then, did they? Didn't know anything about that. I bet the people in Ostend don't know anything about that. So let's switch these round. We're nearly there. And it gives you an idea. No, not sure what he's doing here, right, guys? He's in a star fort. I don't know if it's allegorical for Ostend. So the lion, which has like a very human face, is looking doped up, eyes open, and he's pin-pricking his paw, like taking a sample, guys. Yeah, pin-pricking his paw. What could that be? Taking a sample of DNA. So there's the world, epically futuristic, very, very fucked. The whole world is in flux. But they got the technology that they can make corn on the go, which I find impressive. The horses will drive this. She puts the wheat in, I expect it's threshed, and then it'll give you good quality corn, I guess. Who knew? So anyway, I expect that's been about an hour on them. Very sorry if it's so long, but that's Gibraltar, and we got to the end of it. Thank fuck. So some of these armaments they've been using, look at the 10 biggest guns. I think some of these, like Jon Levi posted about giant guns. I have passed in the past as well, like Kaiser cannons, stuff like that. And you get these serrates in the edge. Imagine that they repurposed this. These wheels are like new, aren't they? This thing's older, and they got these hooks to pick it up with what? They're on horseback, and they got these indentations. What if these things were span? Now that there is nothing to do with the original. They're both ends, so it's part of. Jon Levi said that he thought it might be part of the industry, but these could be part of some sort of mechanism to make this spin, like an incredible velocity even. And there's that one there, Mons Meg. Also doesn't look like any cannon I can ever think of. It looks like another type of weapon. The Dardanelles guns from the First World War, right? Oh, this one was from 1464. Wow. And look, you get these. Like, these could be turned at high velocity. Maybe that as well. Imagine them just turning, and then something come out of it like a laser beam. Same with this one in Ghent. I think it's in Ghent, in Belgium anyway. Strange barrel. Incredibly strange barrel. And this one looks like something else. And why all of these, decorations there as well? So I definitely think the armament of the old days and the bombs themselves were completely different. It's an Ottoman cannon. Can you see how that's all splayed back? One of them up here looks like a fasces. This one. Now, what's a fasces? It's a pipe, isn't it? Or a central column with a wire all the way around it to create a charge. And that's what we're seeing here. We're seeing like a central column, wires going in that way, and then they're wrapped around that way. I'm sure this would have a charge. And if it does put out a conventional cannonball, it must be an awful big one. But I think this is an electrical weapon originally. I really, really do. And these pegs. Is that for picking it up? It's not a very safe cleat to pick up something of a couple of ton like that, or 8 ton. Yeah. And what are they picking them up with in them day and age, guys? Who's making them? Who's founding them? The people. It's just too big for people. What about the Kaiser cannon? Yeah. It's in the Guinness Book of Records, guys. It's 39 tons. So no man can lift it. If you had 2 men there, 2 men there, 2 men there, 2 men there, you wouldn't be able to lift this. Okay, you need some sort of big machine to lift that. So cannons for giants. Seemed to be more going on with them. I think there was more going on with them to destroy those cities as well. This is freaky. Another subject, but no. This is a book from a similar period, but we were just looking at emblematas of history. Phoenician again. Check this out, guys. Blew my head off when I seen it. I thought, holy shit. First thing I thought is time travel Joe 90. No. Let's get that a bit smaller. Check this thing here. You remember Joe 90, the time traveling child in our kids program? If you're young, you're not going to remember it. But she's bringing in the Zyro flag. And you have these two like artificial columns here, yeah, with pipes that are giving off two gases. Sun on one side and this plasma pyramid, but with this strange, reminds me of Ezekiel's wheels type thing, but it's very synonymous with time travel in my head, and a lot of plasma demons. So this book is incredible all the way through. I'll just get to the beginning and I'll just show you what sort of things it's got. But I will pass it to you because of the time aspect. Happy Flatterday, everybody. Okay, it's from 1664. Double fasces. Okay, up there. That's where they get their power from. And all the Phoenician coding. See the demonic face, etc. Monsignor Shithead. Look at this for a cover, guys. Look at this one. So Whoa, the Phoenician. Wow, look at that in the background. He's got horns. So there's the Phoenician. She's got the dove coming down. Plasma charge around it. I don't know what this blue thing with the luminaries in it is, though. The Zyro on a pyramid. That's the 4 angels. Mount Meru. And the serpents. And the orb. A lot of people from all the world's nations sucking up to her. Chinese, Africa, whatever. Well, even if Africa was black back then, I don't think it was. So... hang on. There seems to be grey people living there. Oh, let me have a look at the other side of there. I see a... I'll show you in a minute. Something to do with creation there. There's another one on the side of your... oh, look at this one. Reset. Oh, there's that demon throwing flames. Wow, guys. You can't look at it. It's too bright. Even the skeleton's like... well, when it happens, it must fucking sting. Blinded by the light. You know that song, do you? Blinded by the light. I think that's what it's called. Blinded by the light. No. Yeah, so it gives you a whole load of depictions. Go to about page 40. They start. 50. And they give you envelopes, all of reset. And then it starts with Noah's flood. Excuse me. And it gives you a nice little map of Noah's flood. What page am I on here? Oh, it's back about 50. Excuse me. So there's the contents. So it's biblical stuff, beautiful first class depictions like this. This is the known world after Noah's flood. Same allegory. The animals 2 by 2 coming out. Sham for Africa. Sem gets Asia, India. Okay. It's the Caucasus, Arabia. Oh, it all looks a bit different, that's for sure. Like Cyprus is humongous for a start off. Doesn't look that big in the real world, not anymore. So, and then Phoenicia and Babylonia. As you can see, Babel and all of Phoenicia to Syria, which was part of the Phoenician Empire. And then a load of allegorical high strangeness, guys. Check this out. The eye. The eye. Big brother. Zai. Forever watching. So yeah, these are mind-blowing. Look at the detail on these. I don't know who's the artist. They're not Van der Haar. They look a bit like him. But the serpent and the apple. The knowledge. And Babylon. Look at all of this. It's all in the medieval-y period, guys. That looks a bit like the Crystal Palace, Noah's Ark, Tower of Babel, and they're all dressed in medieval clothing, not biblical. Again, what was the goat doing there? The goat's sitting down later having a cup of tea. And the end of civilization. Again. I'm guessing that might be Sodom and Gomorrah in Genesis. So yeah, beautiful depictions to share with you. But I'm going to have to move through because I'm going to be live on a show, TFR Friday, very, very shortly. Which I'll link up. We're going to have a talk with the TFR gang on Have No Sphere Friday night to talk about all of this subject. So that'll be very soon. I did not realise the time had gotten away from me so much. Check that out. That's the Pharaoh and his flood. Made the rivers part. Excuse me. Right, so I'll link that up for yourselves. You can go through that at your own leisure. And next. I'm going to have to go quick now. So, this is a book, but it shows you mud flood. Unbelievable, actually. If you check this out, these rotundas, all grass grown over, check these crosses, buried in mud to the top. That's buried in mud to the top. There's no arguing that that's the case, no? So these are Europe, and they show you like beautiful antiquity in, I think it's Sicily. Buried to the top, all buried mud. So, share a few of these with you, just to give you an idea. Oh, Ottoman dynasty. So it starts in Turkey and it goes out to Babylonia, Mediterranean Isles, and Europe and Syria. By the Prince of Wales, Bore da. I'm Welsh, in case you haven't noticed. I haven't noticed, have you? Wow, look at that. So let's look through a few. Shows you a bunco booth, Antiquitech, door. Bit anomalous, don't know what's going on in it. And the Hagia Sophia with Egyptian obelisks outside of mud in Istanbul. Just mud. Excuse me. Oh, look at that for an Antiquitech. And look at these buildings. So yeah, these are absolutely beautiful paintings, these pictures. Check that out. Of the Ottoman Empire. So there are loads of clues. I went through these last night. I was like, what is that? And what is that? Like these zigzaggy bridge. What is it for? What kind of transport would need a zigzaggy bridge? Up and down, up and down. I do not know. And a lot of Antiquitech going down. So let's reduce these so we can flick through better. Excuse me. So, Antiquitech dome on an arch, so you can go through your. I guess you get invigorated if you go into that. It's not just aesthetically pleasing; it's technology. Absolutely beautiful of Turkey. It's all in the mud, look, because he's walking on cobbles. Yet they can build all this. Not. They didn't build any of it. So Istanbul, the biggest city in Europe. Presently. Looking very fine back in the day. Bit of Turkish dancing going on. Very sweet. So nice little sceneries. Look at that architecture. Whoa, is that Turkey? Church and Convent of St Mary's. So it's a Coptic church, bunco booth type thing outside. In fact, the whole thing looks like a bunco booth. Small for a church. Why do you need to go to church anyway? To pray. It's really weird. Oh yeah, you've got to give them money. That's right. Mud flooded, rotunda, and the smashed up antiquity of the Phoenicians. Look at the size of this. And the city of Messina destroyed in that earthquake. And look what it looks like. Boston or San Francisco or something, don't they? Look at it. And they got the blank plaques even then. Sinister. And look at that old church there. Giant masonry with all the doors bricked up with red brick. So that's been repurposed over and over again. Ancient bath. So they're trying to say it's a Roman bath. I'm trying to say. And a grotto, which is beautiful, by the way. So I'll pass these to you. Wow. One can only wonder. One can only wonder. So sorry to look at my phone while I'm doing this, because as I said, I got to be on a show. I got carried away, and I haven't even done pics of the day yet. I might have to do this in 2 parts. I think I might have to actually. So there's the antiquity of the past. That deep in mud, or it was. You can see some still in the mud. Wow, that's cool. And bas reliefs. I have got stacks of bas reliefs I could show you. Yeah, I may have to do this in 2 parts actually. I could do that with Mara. I'll do that. Because I wouldn't want to do all this I'll not be able to complete there. Is that a bell? What's that? The thing on top. Well, this looks repurposed, doesn't it? The rest of it's missing. So what language is that on the gravestones? It's the mosque of somewhere. That's a mosque. We've got many people in there. Repurposed temples of the old world smash. Check it out, guys. Built for giants? No doubt about it. Why would you need it so big? Now it's just being used to, you know, do metal work, hang around in. It's repurposed. Repurposing antiquity. All smashed from that period that I showed you. It's crazy. Look at this thing here, red brick. Beautiful. So I'll pass that to you. There's plenty to look up in there. You can take your time. What about this thing here? It's got bunkers underneath. You see it? Near Tortorusa. Whatever that is. Should slide. There. So you've got bunkers underneath these. These could be for breathing. Got the Phoenician lions, but bunkers underneath. Monuments. They're not saying Acropolis, are they? What would bring that wall down? All that wall of that strength. That must have been a hell of a wave to hit that. Whew. All trees there growing up on top. Is that even used? Oh. Oh. The Temple of Juno. So is that a column? I'm guessing these are columns, but wow, what is that? It's reducing every time, isn't it? So yeah, antiquity in ruins, painted in the past, beautiful. Okay. Tombs of who? Chapel of Mount Calvary and Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Tomb of Jeremiah. There, excuse me. Tomb of Jeremiah. Oh, it's gone back to there now. Excuse me. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Look at this inside there, guys. Whoever painted them did a beautiful job. Anyway, let's move on. That one is in Libya. Temple of Ammon. Who knew? Absolutely brilliant. So this is a good little link. I won't spend much time on it, but I'll give you straight to you concerning the Great Expositions. It gives you a beautiful little bit of footage, which I talked about on my post this week. And there's some remnants left of their bas reliefs, which look ancient world to me here too. Well, not these ones, for example, but this looks ancient to me, Phoenician. So yeah, they give you a little film where they show you, you know, what it's like inside these things, and this is 1900, which is out of this world. Excuse me, sorry about that. Okay. If you've done about Great Expositions, check out the Tartaian channel. There must be about 50 videos up on there about them all. And this was in my last post. We were wondering what this building was here, and it turns out, thank you very much whoever sent this. It's in Milan. Okay, I thought it was Covent Garden, but it's actually Milan, 1880. And this thing has been burnt down in the past too, and it's a giant dome, and it's absolutely beautiful. I'll give you the name of it now. And there is its history in paints. There it is. Look at that. Wow. So I think that was a repurposed something or other. Look at this detail. Sheesh. Sorry. So there it is. It's a shopping mall now. That's what they do with Asian antiquity. They put it into a shopping mall. Wow. We have arcades in Cardiff, my city. They're absolutely beautiful. So you've got the Phoenix. Same White Cross of St George. Beautiful banding this is. Anyway, moving on. Because time. And in my research, I was looking into like churches and the the Phoenician connections, and the etymology to a nave, which is this part of the church. Nave actually means ship. So the term nave is from navis, the Latin word for ship, an early Christian symbol of the church as a whole. Possible connection with the ship of Peter or the Ark of Noah. The term may also be suggested to be the keel shape of the vaulting of a church. So there's your connection to the Phoenicians, and ships and churches. Even their churches, guys. Even the vaulting. Incredible, isn't it? That's Bath Abbey. That is something else. The Gothic vaulting. Whew. Cluage. Anyway, moving on. Please share this out. This is quite mind-blowing. If you haven't seen this, right, this is I've shown a few times on my vlogs. Let me see if I can just find it. So much to show you. It'll have to be a part 2 to this, I'm afraid. Is basically the map of Mexico in the 16th century, apparently. So the first mind blow is it's got really advanced cities. It's like a photograph. It's from above, okay, and this is from ancient antiquity. And let's just ignore these strange lines with circles for a minute, okay? But the cities are huge, industrial, modern looking cities, and they look like they're in a photograph. They look exactly like they're in a photograph. Is these huge, modern, industrial cities with chimneys, okay, in Mexico. Would you argue that that looks like some sort of nuclear power station of the modern day? All of them look like this. Where these dots stop, there are huge buildings with spires, chimneys, towers, industrial complexes. Mexico. What's going on? See trees here. And you come down into these huge places, which nothing like the modern day Mexico at all. See what I mean? What are they? What are we looking at? To me it looks like an overhead photograph from a plane of modern day industrial complexes. Study that for yourself. Now think about ancient transportation networks. Okay, look at that. And now look at the London Underground. Ooh. Okay. So the London Underground is exactly like that. It has circles and lines which go to different parts of the land. And London is big. So could it be that can't mag up with that one, is that? Because it looks the same, doesn't it? So that is from 17th century. So it's from 1600s, this is, guys. 1600s underground system. Mapped to what is a very futuristic world. You know. No. Oh. Excuse me, 1 minute. Please make sure to share this out, guys. I'll give you a couple of photographic albums now. These are absolutely fantastic, all of them. I think I'll start with these. These are from museums. I think these are the ones of Spain. I'm going to go through a few of them because they're absolutely stunning for bas reliefs, etc. If I can bring one up. Things are not loading. There you are. So, if you just give me a second, please. So this is Spain, like Madrid, Seville, etc. Late 1800s, some of them are a bit earlier, and they show you beautiful things like this, okay, but huge clues and beauty on the architecture, for example, okay. the stone work required, the time, the patience. So what's with the baby there? Oh, babies floating around in what looks like, is that water? Vines? Babies? It's a bit like the Matrix, doesn't it? So, not sure what's happening with the babies. Babies crushed there. They're not exactly Charabanowskis, these ones. These look like human babies. Look at my blank plaque with nothing on it. On my mirror. More babies. One hanging off a tree. So, I really don't know what's going on here. So, pretty sure whatever it is anyway. What's with the artwork? Checkerboard floor. I think that's something the Phoenicians brought with them. It's a lady with a serpent around her. And the dove with the plasma again down. I find it incredible that it's just a similar theme through all of these cultures, all of this paradigm. So cloisters, and look at this. Okay, what would be the effort required? I can only imagine this is in wood, and why? So there's altar, where they alter you, be altered. And then someone took an eternity to make Phoenician ships. We know what they do, we just showed you. Cannons, it's a church. And then missionaries, which get out there and kindly help people in the world. Save them, though. And some strange portal. Some strange portal. That dove again. Same thing. But wow, what an incredible bit of just mind-blowing blowing that. So, let's move on. Excuse me, sorry for taking so long on my posts. You can watch this in two if you know, Christ Matt, your blogs go on a while. But, you know, this is a think tank. We want to cover a lot of stuff. And let's be honest, I can't really skim this stuff. Look at it. It's just too good. So what's he got in his mouth? Okay, sorry, I'm just checking that I'm not on. I am Realm Media, I have no sphere today. Oh, I'm actually on. I need to go. Ah, that's an advert. So that's an advert for me. 71 views on my advert. Excuse me. And I can tell you how long I've got. Sorry about that. Wow. Excuse me about that. Sorry about that. Scheduled for 45 minutes away. Cool, cool, cool. That gives me time to finish. So, yeah, the skill and the level of craftsmanship required. Same thing, putting everyone into this demon's mouth where they're eaten. Jesus coming in on a pony, on a donkey, or whatever it was. Little donkey, that one. Check that out, guys. Yeah, these are superb, these are. So, they look like Moors. This is a very Moorish feel, but it's Spain. That's why you've got that. Oh my days, look at that cathedral there. Burgos. What's it got over the door? Pentagram. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pointed star, actually. Giant doors. Steel antiquitech, or is it stone? Stone. Wow, the size of them. Right. And the houses next to it, they're from a different age, aren't they? Oh, not sure. What kind of light is that? Strange little pavements. windows blocked up. Nice cinematic portal. Holy hell. Look at this thing. Wow. 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 That is something else. That is literally something else. Okay, we're moving on. So, a nice little market square. Not too many people around. Ah, these are my favourite bas reliefs. There's stacks of clues in these. Okay. Sweet. Got a gnat in here. Clean me up. So where do fruit flies exactly come from? Are they there all the time already? They just appear. Look at these for wobbly columns. Full of demonic faces. Bug! Leave me alone! Wow! Alright, alright. It's after my body heat or something. Buzzing me. It's probably my electromagnetics. That's it. They buzz your electromagnetics. Check this. Wow, guys. So, bound bits of wheat in the middle, or basically things pressed together, or sticks pressed together. Fachets. Woof. The effort. Who did this? How did they do it? Monks? And again, the portal. Wow, so incredible. Just incredible. So beautiful. Oh my days, look at that for a door. That's Moorish. Got the Moorish door arch. Replacement, some of it, I would say. What is this? Is that water? Is that a fountain? Huh. That's unusual. Is that cluage? See these bas reliefs, guys, there's clues in them. What we got here, what we got here? Bam. So that looks like it might be Cadiz. But Rome is very much there, guys. It looks like his hand's illuminated. What's that? Is that a bug? So there's your world, 1880s. And then let's get forward. It's a Star Fort in Cadiz, this is. I think they might give you some Lisbon. What's this? Malaga. Indeed. And your world. And then you mixed in Malaga. And some Spanish people. Oh, that's nice. Aye, lad. Can I marry your daughter? Looks like she's thinking about it. She's ignoring whatever she says back. There's a language of fans anyway. It's like means different stuff. The old days. So I wonder what that place done with resonating columns. Probably half buried. Oh my days, what's this artwork? Garden of Gethsemane. So why have they got a medieval knight in the Garden of Gethsemane? So I got terrible press, Judas, but in the film Jesus Christ Superstar, Jesus like this mad capitalist that just can't stop, you know, chasing women. And basically, Judas is like this really cool guy, got an excellent singing voice, and he's like, Jesus, that money you spent on that foot balm that bitch put on your feet could feed an entire village for a month. Do you think we really should be doing that? He's like, well, yeah, definitely we should be doing this. I want my foot balm. I want Mary to put it on for me. Go away. So he was like pure anti-capitalist. I think Judas had bad press in reality. In that film, anyway, which rocked, by the way. Brilliant dancing. Okay. Shell. Because we live... You'll never get to Shell Beach. Try to get there, guys. You're never going to get there. Shell Beach is Antarctica. Shell Beach is the North Pole. If you start today, guys, set your intent. Try and get to Shell Beach. See if it's even humanly possible. Because it's not. It's a good analogy, that film, Dark City, for our reality. So, let's move on. So I'm on a show shortly. And I got to talk for hours more. And I need a cup of tea. Cup of coffee. Oh my days. Look at this for beauty. Technasmia. They got shells in there though, guys. And shapes. React with the mind. React with the ether. React with the geometry. Is all of this is part of the technology that is understood by our fuck masters, fucking controllers. They think they're controllers, not anymore anyway. Game's up, mate. You've been bubbled. Time for you to go. We ain't having any of it. And we don't have to. It's powers with the people. This reality's ours. We don't want you anymore. Check this out. Oh, that's the ceiling. Whew. Is that technology or just a plain bog standard old fountain that's now inoperative? They do not look Phoenician, but they look very Chinese. It's Moorish, isn't it? The Moors were in Iberia. Very Arab writing, Arab feel, beautiful. I love the Moorish feel, all this Arab stuff. So nice aesthetically. It feels. It's feel your texture. You can feel it. So, beautiful. Where the light catches it as well. All this tiling. Whew. Absolutely astounding stuff. So I'm going to whiz through. Check these though. Yeah, thanks for joining. Yeah, it's been an absolutely excellent week. I thoroughly enjoyed myself this week on the round. We've had. I love to discover. I love to push forward, do productive works, get answers, find more puzzle pieces. Very exciting when that happens. Feel the paradigm just shift and keep it coming. Don't think about their psyops, their viruses, any of their bullshit. In fact, don't watch the telly. Don't watch any of it. Don't watch the links on YouTube. If you detach, it won't even matter to you. And I tell you what, if it is ever over, it won't have even mattered that you ever looked at it. Because you won't have gained anything, won't have learned anything. It's pointless. It's psyop. It's a government operation. It's been planned out for decades. They know exactly how everybody's going to respond. Okay, guys? It's obvious. And there's more to come. Like, level 2. Some dead Phoenicians. They get all this shit, see? If it's Joe Ordinary, you know, be working hard all this life, you don't get one of them. So, oh my god, it's in porcelain. It's in porcelain. And metal. What a beautiful piece of art in most porcelain. Wow. It's a nice bit of artwork as well. He's got his foot on an orb. I wonder what that's got to do with the whole crucifixion narrative. Beautiful. There's the dove again. The dove from above. Whew. They look really freaking sinister, all these people. Okay, oof. Oh, here's the Phoenicians, alright. You got this one. They're holding up this. The firmament. You got another plateau above where they all live. The Phoenicians. The wobbly columns look like waves now I'm looking at them. It's just too much to look at, guys. I'll give you the book. He's holding a ship and a fasces type thing. Oh, fuck. 24. Why? 20 to 4. You'd be surprised how much that shows up on clocks in antiquity, almost as if they took a whole load of pictures from everywhere in the world all at the same time, guys. Honestly, I've seen it just so much. Look at that beautiful touch, isn't it? All the ivy. Is it? Yeah. In the cracks. Oh, that's fucking stunning, beautiful. So, excuse me. More beautiful Phoenician gardens. They do like them. So, a portal again. What's a portal again? Portal. This is from Rome. So cool, look at that. Just unimaginable. The past is just so ornate. Heart at the bottom. So yeah, please, anything you spot that I haven't, please let me know. It looks like a technology could fit in them anyway. Something could turn. Like a wheel. They're like cogs. In a portal, again, on top of the dome, again, on that keystone, on top of the dome, a portal over the top. You find it everywhere on these depictions. Well, giant dust. What else will we see, guys? I got 45 minutes, so half an hour before I'm on a show. I'm gonna make coffee. Okay. Well, that's in Seville. This is a bronze, right? Is it? The wallpaper behind is beautiful. There's blood all over him. How'd they get the veins? Hang on. Okay, now guys. What are they doing now? They're painting it on in red, are they? Wow. It's like a stigmata in action there, guys. Been photographed by the look of it. And these things as well are absolutely potty. These little Phoenician stand-up menorah things. But they're not. They're for deities. Just for looking at, apparently. But they would catch ether. And them evil people on them, or whatever they are. These. So what do you reckon that one did? Wow. Check it out. Hang on a minute. So she got FE first. She got flags of collector charge. Wires on her head. Okay. Wire going here. We need some more wireage. One there. One there. So to confirm they are not lightning. Need one strip of copper for lightning conductor to earth there. This is something else. This is tech. There. It's collecting charge off that. Ooh. And these things as well, they're all over antiquity. I just showed you them on that colourful book. Wow. How many tiers can we count? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go figure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Always 5. Thanks. So, let's move on. Beautiful. These things, that's one of those things with the deity standing up. They're absolutely massive. Size of door. They don't do anything. Little door there, look, for tiny people. Basket there. Catch heads of tiny people. Holy frick, what is it? Tabernacle, Seville. Sol. Solided. Solided. But it's Sol, isn't it? Sun. Phoenician. You can see. So what's the depiction of? Camps. Apocalyptic events, of course. Is this in silver? Yes. If not, it's pewter. Oh, the quality. And they got ship's heads as well, because it's Phoenician. So a whole ship thing going on to that. As well as a bell. Purple background. Beautiful that is. Wow. Let's move on. Oof. Beautiful Moorish door. The effort on that for... Okay. Roots of some sort of cloisters. No, I gotta get going. I've got to get moving. I have no learn. Half an hour. That was then. So I'll give you that link anyway, guys. I have another one here I can show you next time around, which is also excellent. And I will link them up anyway, so you won't really be missing anything. That one is brilliant. That'll be shown next time. And also, that was the one I'll link to you. So yeah, Flat Earth British website is here, guys. It's absolutely stunning. If you don't know about it, you can get my book on here. I'm going to copy by here. The Holy Grail of a Flat Earth. Please, please, please buy it. It's mind blowing. Okay, once you read that, there's no coming back. Okay, it is absolutely mind splattering. Okay, everybody reads it, agrees. So you can donate and contribute and look at any Flat Earth British stuff happening here. I've got a fan page, Instagram, everything going on, and here's all the subjects we look at. Okay, now Mudflood, World's Fairs, as I said, resets, and in resources, click that. Hundreds of books for you. You're not thousands. Excuse me, thousands of books. So, what I'm going to look at now is a few pictures, and then I'm going to be dipping out for the week. 8. And I'll be back in a day or two. So there's that Crystal Palace I showed you, but there's a beautiful shot coming up. Look at that. No, it can't be a photograph, obviously, but it's what it looked like. There are platforms outside, and it was brick down the bottom, or stone. So it wasn't all glass. The thing was massive. So David and Goliath beat the dragon. Look at the size of this. They just put on the coast here, this Italian hotel thing. I got a feeling that was there already. The wanky teapot. I like the sound of that shop, the wanky teapot, but I would like, you know, be careful drinking from there. And railway lines that are buried that deep into the fields. I'm sure you've seen all of them from Mudflood Research. Railways from the old world. Nice. Nice. And Antiquitech piers. Energy gathering, Antiquitech piers. Check that out on the roof of there. The dome. Seaside resorts of Britain and worldwide could basically fuel themselves. So we have smoke rings from some sort of artillery bombardment. Afraid I don't know. If 2020 was a joint, it would be a stick. Definitely. They got that right. So I think I would agree with that. And there's Tartaian transport. He's going to hook up to an Antiquitech portal and recharge. This place has been buried for an eon, and they're just digging it out. It's been mud flooded. That's tech. Victorians checking out the shit when they come and have a look for the first time. Even though they look like they might be from the modern day planted on that photograph, but that might be just me. Native Americans. No, they're not. But these people got teepees. Okay. So how did they build that up there? And all of these tops of these things, I can't imagine unless they all fell away or were all washed away in some apocalyptic event. San Diego. All gridded out. Apparently ready for the population. So, I think that's the Acropolis in Rome. In Greece, excuse me. It could be the Temple of... no, there's the Elgin Marbles, that's Athens. And a crown for a giant. Who knows? It's a nice one. And there is, in its heyday, great expositions, and here it is in the modern day. Gone. Except for the little bridge thing, which is done with all of them. So, excuse me, look at this. The Gorgon. Eagle. The lion. What about that? So apparently they had that in the past. Okay. So I don't think that would have done very well. Look at that. Dragon, just like a Welsh dragon. So that's pretty shot. So, have no sphere. We guess Matt Leedtke. I guess I gotta go, guys. So this will be up tomorrow. Thank you very much for joining. I hope you enjoyed them crazy pictures. They were a bit apocalyptic. Zeppelin coming down. I've literally steered a ship through here, guys, in Greece. Been through it a few times. And a tree trunk. From a big, kick-ass tree. Somebody sent me in this. Thank you very much. They got a money box of a globe. And it says Tartaian on it. I'll show you now. What about that? What do you think that is? Whatever it is, it tipped over. It's transport of some sort. Excuse me. Oh, mud flooded house. Not really showing up. Another returned. This one's in Cambridge. These are there in the modern day, and so is that building. I've seen them heads. I took a photograph of them about 4 years ago when I visited Oxford on a flat earth meet. Crazy bridge going down. What about that? I really couldn't say, except it looks like the human head. And somebody passed me this. It was on my Instagram. So it's a map of apparently Greenland, which is too big for Greenland, and they show you the Northern Lights, but we think there's land here. Much more going on. So I have a little bit of time left. Now I'm going to zip through. There you are, Tartaian on a money box globe. I've seen that before though. And hippodromes. They're crazy, aren't they, for technology? Oh. And there she is. Burnt down 1932. Absolutely incredible monster of a thing. Fine lands in the west. Basically, they were giving away Indian land to Westerners or arrivals. 385 350,000 acres are for sale. Basically grabbed from the North American. Basically, the people who live there and who belong to them had their land stolen and sold off by the white man. Doesn't seem right, does it? So there it is in the past. Technosmia, beautifully aesthetics. Mud flooded, half of them is buried down below the mud. Here they are in the modern day. So, which is best? I'm guessing that one is that one. All the rest, gone. Shame, isn't it? And there is the railway station that is in Paris Exposition with its pavements that take you into the expositions. Automated pavements. That is a famous painting called Flaming June. Flaming June. Flaming June. Which is a nice painting. And these are from Rubens and Bruegel, and they did a series of paintings together. And what I can only make out is collections of post-reset technology and art collected by Phoenicians in all of these depictions. There it is from above, the Crystal Palace, Dinosaur Park. All of this was there originally. They added bits, but 1 million square feet of 900,000 square feet of brainwashing space for new arrivals. Papal shoes of Pope Pius. Okay, now 1808. Now he's got the ruby slippers, like demonic, like the red shoes from the Kate Bush song, or tap your ruby slippers, home sweet home, because they're covered in blood. And they look like little kid slippers anyway. What is that? Some man's slippers, are they? Highly fucking sinister that is. And look, Phoenicians collecting art and knights, empty knights, like we know all about. Cannonry, and the world's wrecked outside, obviously, because there's been an apocalypse. So it has been imitated in classical art. Flaming June, which is the month of now. Flaming June, which is lovely. And as I said, they got full-size oak trees inside here, so you know, how do you think that happened? They built it over the oak tree, yeah? Okay. If you say so. And there's them incredible depictions from that earlier book. Peppers for giants. Why build a pepper grinder that big unless you're a giant to use it for giants? Ow, I just slip shaving and picked the thing off my chin. Check this, right, guys. How do they do that with the changing light? It's not a photograph, is it? Ooh, lions eating people. See? The light changes second to second, guys. And why are they collecting busts? Watch my post with Campbell this week. I talk about these busts. There's more going on with them, guys, than telling you now. Oh, I got blood coming out of my chin. I blooded myself. Look at this building. Peacocks. I love peacocks. They're amazing. Ta-da! Look at this. So she's got a lot of technology. Look at the colours in that, guys. Oh, absolutely beautiful. Bruegel and Rubens. And there's your reset. So much going on in that depiction. You have to screenshot that. Also with that, giant crown for giants, they always show it, the giant corona. In some sort of do. Okay, and they bring in the globe. And these breasts, or these breasts, heads, similar, not really. And these, what could they be? Projectors? Would you have seen something in there, like a hologram? Originally, I mean. I know what they are in the modern day. So, that is me, Flatterday experience. I am going to come back for a minute. I had plenty more to show you, but I am live on a show in like literally 10 minutes, so I've got to go make a coffee. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. Make sure to subscribe to all the other channels. All the juice will be in. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be back with part 2 on more of this in, I suppose, a day or so, or maybe even later. See how the time goes. If you need me, mattleaker7@gmail.com. There was loads more to talk to you about. I've got a tight piece of paper there, but I ran out of time looking at those pictures. Peace and love, guys. Be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. mattleaker7@gmail.com if you need me. Okay. Peace and love.